Hey guys, welcome to my channel Learning Made Easy Peasy.
Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Today in this class, we are going to learn the complete civics of 9th Standard Part 2 textbook, that is the Karnataka State Government published textbook, and this video is related to only competitives. So let us begin. First lesson in this textbook is judicial system, which is very important in itself, so please pay attention. Let us first understand about the Supreme Court. Came into existence by an Act of Parliament on 28th January 1950 in New Delhi. So Supreme Court wasn't there before. It came into existence by an Act of Parliament on 28th January 1950. This date is really important. In New Delhi, this place is also important. So please remember this. President appoints the Chief Justice of India. The Chief Justice of India has an abbreviation of CJI. CJI means nothing but the Chief Justice of India and the other judges of the Supreme Court. So please remember this, that the President of India appoints the Chief Justice of India and the other judges of Supreme Court. This is also important. It is a very important thing which was asked in several previous competitive exams. So please remember this. Presently, that is at present, we have 31 judges, which includes the Chief Justice of India. Do you see here the abbreviation CJI? So at present we have 31 judges in Supreme Court, which includes the Chief Justice of India. Age of retirement of the Chief Justice of India of Supreme Court is 65 years. This is also important. Please remember this. It is 65 years. The Supreme Court of India is the highest court of law. It is the court of records. It is the chief advisor to the center and to the state. So, the Supreme Court of India is also the highest court of law. It is also the court of records, and it also acts as a chief advisor to the center and the state. Apart from being a lawful institution of India, apart from protecting the Constitution of India and looking after the cases, the Supreme Court of India performs many other functions. Only these functions are mentioned in the textbook of 9th Standard Part 2. So whatever is mentioned in your textbooks is included in this PPT. So please remember this as well. This is important. Here we have a very important picture. Can you see this picture over here? This is a picture of the Supreme Court of India. Yes, when it was established and how many judges do we have in the Supreme Court of India? Please comment below the answers. We have done this in the previous slide itself. So I hope you will remember the information that is given to you. Now let us understand about the High Court. The British established 3 high courts in India for the first time in Kolkata, Bombay and Madras in 1862. This is really important. We had no high courts before. Later, when the Britishers came to India, they first established 3 high courts. How many? 3 high courts were established by the Britishers in India for the first time. And where all they were established? In Kolkata, Bombay and Madras in the year 1862, which is very important. Please remember this. Presently, there are 21 high courts in India. So at present, we have 21 high courts all over India. This is also very important. Supreme Courts, we have 31 judges in the Supreme Court of India. Okay, how many Supreme Courts are there in India, by the way? Please comment below the answers. Well, one High Court is there for Punjab and Haryana. So the states of Punjab and Haryana both share only one High Court. Then There is only one High Court in Guwahati, Assam for all these states that are mentioned in the bracket, that is Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Tripura, Nagaland, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh. So, for all these states, there is only one High Court which is situated in Guwahati, Assam. Mysore High Court was established in 1884. This is very, very important. Please remember this. Mysore High Court was established in 1884. It was renamed as Karnataka High Court in 1973. Please remember this. This information is really, really important. Two benches of Karnataka High Court are established in Dharwad and in Kalaburgi. So remember this, in Dharwad and in Kalaburgi we have two different benches of Karnataka High Court. Alright? Okay. The age of retirement of the High Court judges is 62 years. Please remember this. This is also very, very important. For Supreme Court, it is 65 years and for High Court, it is 62 years. So, the year of retirement differs. Remember this. Here is the hierarchy that is given. So, first we have Supreme Court, then we have the High Court. After High Court, we have the District and the Sessions Court. The District and the Sessions Court has two courts again. So that is the Senior Division Court for civil cases and we have Chief Judicial Magistrate Court for criminal cases. This is the hierarchy of the courts. Okay, please remember this. This is very important. First we have Supreme Court, then High Court, then District and Sessions Court. In District and Sessions Court, we have two divisions. That is, we have Senior Division Court which deals with the civil cases and Chief Judicial Magistrate Court which deals with the criminal cases. I hope this is clear. Conference of Courts was held in 1948. So this Conference of Courts that was held in 1948 urged for the independence to the subordinate courts. Please remember this as well. Here we have a very important picture that shows the three important and old high courts in India that were established by the Britishers in India in 1862. A very important year. Please remember the year and the people who established them. So, can you tell me which is the High Court of which place? Well, this is the first High Court and this is the High Court of Bombay. Bombay, which is today called as Mumbai. So, it was first called as Bombay. So, this is the High Court of Bombay. The second picture is the picture which shows you the High Court of Kolkata. It is today called as Calcutta. Calcutta, it was first called as Kolkata. And finally, we have a third picture over here which shows you the High Court of Madras. Alright, today also it is called as Madras. So first is Bombay, then the High Court of Kolkata and third is the High Court of Madras. These are the three old and the first time established high courts of India that were established by the Britishers in 1862. Please remember this information. It's a very important piece of information and this question was asked several times before in the previous, competitive exams. So please remember this. Here again we have two very important pictures. Can you see this picture over here? Which is in the shape of a pyramid. This picture shows you the basic division or the basic hierarchy of the courts in India. So first at the bottom in the foundation we have the subordinate courts of India. I hope you can see this picture. Just on the top of the subordinate courts of India we have the High Court of India. And finally, at the top, at the pinnacle of all the courts in India, we have the Supreme Court of India. Supreme Court. Alright. Coming to the next picture, here again we have the hierarchy of courts in India. So this picture gives you a lot more information on this. At the top we have the Supreme Court. Then just below the Supreme Court we have the High Courts. And below the High Courts we have subordinate courts. These subordinate courts are divided into three, that is civil courts, criminal courts and revenue courts. In the civil courts, we first have the district judge. Below that, we have the sub-judge, that is related to family. Below that, we have munsif court. And below munsif court, we have small clause court. Here in the criminal courts, we first have the sessions court. Just below the sessions court, we have the metropolitan or judicial magistrate class 1. Below that, we have the judicial magistrate class 2. And just below that, at the lowest, we have the executive magistrates court. Finally, in the revenue courts part, we have the board of revenue. Below that, we have the commissioner, that is collector. Below that, we have Tehsildar court. And finally, we have the assistant Tehsildar court. I hope this is clear. This will give you just the upper understanding of the hierarchy of the courts in India. And this will give you a little more detailed information on the hierarchy of the courts in India. Please just pause the video, watch these pictures and read them 2 to 3 times in order to have a good and a better understanding about the hierarchy of courts in India. This is very, very important. Civil court. Now let us understand about the civil court. So every district has a civil court and district judge is the chief justice of the civil court. Please remember this. District judge himself is the chief justice of the civil court and he is appointed by the governor. So the governor appoints district judge who is also the chief justice of the civil court. In civil court we have some subordinate courts like the court of judges, the court of additional judges, court of munsifs and the court of additional munsifs. So at the lowest you have the court of additional munsifs, above that comes the court of munsifs and above that comes the court of additional judges and just above the court of additional judges we have the court of judges. Criminal Court came into existence on 1st April 1974. So please remember this date. This is a very, very important date. So this means before this date, that is 1st April 1974, we did not had any criminal court. So criminal court came into existence on 1st April 1974. It is also known as a district magistrate court. Please remember this. Criminal court is also known as district magistrate court. The highest criminal court at the district level is the sessions court. This is very, very important. The highest criminal court at the district level. So we are talking about the district. At the district level, the highest criminal court will be the sessions court. Please remember this. This is really, really important. Apart from this, there are other criminal courts. Which are those? They are Chief Magistrate Court, First Grade Magistrate Court, Second Grade Magistrate Court, and finally the Third Grade Magistrate Court. So, at the lowest you have the third grade magistrate court, above that comes the second grade magistrate court, above that comes the first grade magistrate court, above that we have the chief magistrate court, and finally you have sessions court, which is the highest criminal court at the district level. I hope this is understood. When a court takes up a civil matter, it is called as district court. But when it takes up a criminal matter, it is called as a sessions court. So, any court in a district, if it takes up a civil matter, it is called as a district court. But when the same court takes up a criminal matter, it is called as a sessions court. Please remember this. This is very, very important. Finally, we have revenue courts over here, which is also very important to understand. In this, first we have Tehsildar court, that is the lowest court. Tehsildar is its judge, also called as Taluk Magistrate Court. So, Tehsildar court is a court that comes at the Taluk level. It is also called as Taluk Magistrate Court. It is the lowest court in the revenue courts, and Tehsildar is its judge. Then we have the District Subdivisional Officers Court. District Subdivisional Officers Court. In this, the Assistant Commissioner is the judge. So, Assistant Commissioner is the judge in the District Subdivisional Officers Court. So, this probably comes at the divisional level. Then we have the District Revenue Court or the District Magistrate Court. District Revenue Court or the District Magistrate Court, both mean the same. And here the Deputy Commissioner, that is DC, is the judge. So the Deputy Commissioner is the judge in the District Revenue Court or the District Magistrate Court. Then we have the Commissioner's Court. The divisional officer is the judge. So, in the Commissioner's Court, the divisional officer is the judge. And finally, we have the Revenue Board. Revenue Board is the highest court dealing with the revenue cases. So, Revenue Board is the highest court which deals with the revenue cases. So, Tehsildar Court is the lowest. Then we have District Subdivisional Officers Court. Then we have District Revenue Court or the District Magistrate Court. Then we have the Commissioner's Court. And finally at the top we have Revenue Board, which is the highest court that deals with the revenue cases. Karnataka is divided into 4 administrative divisions. So, Karnataka is divided into 4 administrative divisions for better administration or administrative convenience. First, it is Bangalore, then Mysuru, then Kalaburgi, and finally Belagavi. So, please remember these, divisions. These are the 4 important administrative divisions. The whole state of Karnataka is divided into 4 administrative divisions, and these are those divisions. One is Bengaluru, second is Mysuru, third is Kalaburgi, and fourth is Belagavi. Please remember this. This is very important. Finally, at the end, we have the People's Court, which is famous as Lok Adalat. Lok means people and Adalat means court. So it is People's Court, Lok Adalat. Lok Adalat came into existence in 1985. Please remember this year, 1985. They are established by either the District Law Authority or the Taluk Law Authority. So these People's Court or the Lok Adalat are established by either the District Law Authority or the Taluk Law Authority. This is also important. Here again we have a picture that shows you a Lok Adalat. So can you see this? Directly the people can come and approach the judges or the people of law in order to get their problems or their legal cases solved. This is a picture that shows you Lok Adalat, and here it is written also. Can you see this? It's a national Lok Adalat. Well, okay. With this, we complete the first lesson of this textbook. The second lesson in this textbook is Indian election system, which is also very important. Please pay attention. Part 15 of the Constitution of India speaks about Independent Election Commission in India from Article 324 to Article 329. So, in the part 15 of the Constitution of India, from Article 324 to Article 329, it speaks or it talks about the Independent Election Commission in India. This is very important. Please remember this. Election Commission conducts local body elections under Article 324K and A to Z. That means Article 324K to Article 324AZ. So, what does it speak about? The Election Commission conducts local body elections. Can you see this? Local body elections. Very important. And this local body elections that are conducted by the Election Commission, everything about this is written from Article 324K to Article 324AZ. This is also again very important. Please remember this. Now let us understand about the structure of the Election Commission. The Indian Election Commission was founded on 25th January 1950. This date is really important. Please remember this. We didn't had an election commission. The Indian Election Commission was founded. It was formed on 25th January 1950. So after independence, we have formed this Indian Election Commission. In 1989, by the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act, the minimum age of voting was reduced to 18 years from 21 years. So from 21 years, we went to 18 years. This was changed. The minimum age of voting was changed by the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act when? In 1989. This is all again important. Please remember this. Okay. In the beginning, we had one chief election commissioner. Okay. Only one chief election commissioner was there. But later again, in the beginning itself, after 1 or 2 years, we again had one chief election commissioner and 2 more election commissioners. That is, these 2 more election commissioners were added. But then again in 1990, the 2 more election commissioners that were added were removed. For some reason, they removed these. Then again in 1993, we again added these 2 more election commissioners. So in total, 1 chief election commissioner and 2 more election commissioners were there in 1993. So these 2 more election commissioners, what you can say, their seats or these 2 more election commissioners were again added, they were again created. The President appoints the election commissioner. Their tenure is either 6 years or 65 years, whichever is early. This is again important. So who appoints the election commissioner? It is the President. The entire duration of the election was called as the period of Model Code of Conduct. So it is the period of Model Code of Conduct. It is very important. Remember this. The entire duration of election was called as the period of Model Code of Conduct. Now let us understand about the State Election Commission. State Election Commission conducts elections to the local bodies of Panchayat Raj and urban local bodies. So, the elections that are conducted, that is of Panchayat Raj and of urban local bodies, are conducted by the State Election Commission. The governor appoints the state election commissioner under the Article 243K and 243ZA. This is again important. Please remember the articles. Wherever the articles are given, please try to remember all the articles, whatever it says, and the extent also. That is, we have the clause over here, right? 243K till 243ZE. So these letters are also to be remembered. So please remember this. Like in the, Central Election Commission, the president appoints the election commissioner. Here in the State Election Commission, the governor appoints the state election commissioner. So this should be easy to remember. In Karnataka, the State Election Commission was formed under the Article 308 of Karnataka Gram Swaraj and Panchayat Act of 1993. This is really important. The article is 308. So, the State Election Commission in Karnataka was formed under the Article 308, that is 308 of Karnataka Gram Swaraj and Panchayat Act of 1993. Please remember this. Now let us understand about the things that come under the election procedures. So first we have the constituencies. The state is divided into small electoral divisions. These small electoral divisions are called as constituencies. There are two types of constituencies. One is the Lok Sabha constituency and the other is the Assembly constituency. So we conduct elections for the election of MLA, that is Member of Legislative Assembly, or MP, that is the Member of the Parliament, that is nothing but the Lok Sabha constituency. That is Lok Sabha elections. So there are two types of constituency. One is the Lok Sabha constituency and the other is the Assembly constituency. The voters list. A list which contains the names and certain other details of the voters is called as electoral roll. This is very important. Please remember this. Electoral roll means what? It contains the names and certain other important details of the voters. That is, the person who votes is called as electoral roll. So this electoral roll is revised every year because many people get into this electoral roll newly. So they revise this electoral roll every year. Epic. So we have something called as epic. And what is that? It means electoral photo identity card. So, electoral photo identity card. EPIC is an acronym which stands for electoral photo identity card. And this is important. In numerous previous competitive exams, they have just asked you as to what do you mean by EPIC or the full form of EPIC. So, please remember this. Then we have something called as PAN. And what does it mean? It is permanent account number. So, permanent account number. This is also important. The government of India has made arrangements to issue biometric based unique ID numbers to all its citizens, and that is called as Aadhaar number, Aadhaar card number. This is also important. The candidates must deposit certain amount as security deposit along with the nomination. So whoever wants to, stand for elections, along with their nomination, they have to deposit certain amount as security deposit. The authorization given by the political party to contest the election is termed as party ticket. So every party gives a party ticket to any person who is contesting the elections from their political party. So the authorization that is given by the political party to contest the elections is termed as party ticket. You cannot contest the elections without a party ticket if at all you are contesting the elections from a particular party. If you are contesting an election from a particular party, then you need to have a party ticket of that particular political party. Then, the contestants who are not identified with any political party, they are called as independent candidates. So, in case you don't want to fight elections from or under any political party, then you can stand alone and be called as independent candidate. You can have your own symbol, your own way of fighting, and you will be called as independent candidate, and you will be not identified under any other political party. So they are allotted symbols by the election commission. So you will be allotted your own choice of symbol by the election commission. Here we have some very important pictures. The first picture over here, can you see this picture? This is a picture that shows you electoral roll. So this is nothing but electoral roll. Here you have a list of all the voters, okay, your name and your other details. Whoever is the voter and is about to vote now, his name and other details are here, included over here in this list. So this list is called as electoral roll. Then second, can you see this picture over here? This is a picture of voter ID. So every, responsible voter of this country has a card like this, which is called as voter ID. And here you will be having your own epic. Okay, your own number here. And your name, your father's name, date of birth, these kind of some important details will be filled. Here it is written, can you see? Electoral photo identity card, epic. Alright? Fine. Then this is the third picture, and this is a picture of PAN card. PAN is nothing but permanent account number. So this is a card which is issued by the Income Tax Department of the Government of India. A very important document as well. And finally, here we have a picture of the Aadhaar card. You all must be knowing of this. Yes, so here is a unique number which is given to every citizen of a country. This is a uniquely generated number, and it also has your biometrics like your fingerprints, your eye, everything is, added into this Aadhaar card. The election campaign must end 48 hours before the closure of election. Promises are given in the election manifesto. So every minister or every person who is contesting the elections, they give the promises like we will build homes, we will build hospitals, we will repair the roads or build new roads, we will do these kind of developments, etc. So such promises are given in the election manifesto. And the election campaign, that is the campaigning that goes on by every person who is contesting the election, that must and should end at least 48 hours before the closure of election. So just before, the 48 hours that the elections are to be, done, 48 hours before this election campaign must and should end. Okay, it's an ultimatum, 48 hours. Then the polling day is the day of election or the day of voting. So the polling day is the day when you have to go to a polling booth or a voting booth, and there you have to cast your vote. So that is the day of election or the day of voting, any of the two. Polling booth is a place of voting. So polling booth is nothing but it's a place, usually a school or a college or a ground, a particular area that is taken up by the government, there you will be having all the people, all the voters coming and casting their votes. So that place of voting is called as polling booth. Then EVM. EVM is a very important thing. It is electronic voting machine. So this electronic voting machine is a machine through which you cast your votes. Very, very important. Please remember this full form. Electronic voting machine. EVM stands for electronic voting machine. This was asked numerous times in the previous competitive exams. So please remember this. The returning officer is in charge to conduct the election process in one designated constituency. He is appointed by the Election Commission. So the returning officer is in charge to conduct election process in one designated constituency, and he is appointed by the Election Commission. The presiding officers and the polling officials are appointed to conduct the election in every designated booth. So for every booth you have presiding officers and polling officials. They are to conduct the election in every designated booth. Returning officer is for every designated constituency. Okay, please remember the difference. Then, returning officer declares the results at the end of the counting. So returning officer has one more responsibility, and what is that? That he has to declare the results at the end of the voting, at the end of the counting of the votes. Then political parties. We have two types of political parties. One is the national party, that is at the national level, and then we have the regional or the state political parties, which are confined to one particular region or one particular state. Then no party gets the required majority to form the government. So, if there is a situation where no political party gets any majority to form the government, then in such situation, we call it as hung parliament or hung assembly. Because nothing is working, nothing is going to be created now, so it will be hung. Okay, so when we have a situation where no party wins the election or no party has a majority to form the government, then such situation is declared as hung parliament or hung assembly. Okay, this is also very, very important. Please remember this. Here again we have two very important pictures. Can you see this picture over here? This is the first picture which shows you a polling booth. Okay, so this is a picture of a polling booth or a voting booth. Here you have one particular place is allotted. So in this particular place, all the voters come, they make line and they cast their vote one by one by using electronic voting machine, that is nothing but EVM. So that these are the people, the officials, and you also have a presiding officer who will look after the details, and they will tell you as to which booth is yours, where you can go and cast your vote. And here, this, can you see this picture? This is the second picture which shows you EVM. EVM is an acronym that stands for electronic voting machine. Please remember this. So this is an electronic voting machine. Here you will see all the political parties and the independent, the contestants, whoever are here, all their names will be there. Here you have this blue thing, blue button, and whoever you want to vote, you can just click over here and you will get a receipt, or the picture will be, shown over here as to whom you have voted. And by this, you can just check whether your vote is going to the right person, to the desired person, whoever you wanted to vote or no. I hope this is clear and I hope you have seen this. Voting is a very important thing. You need to vote right person and you need to vote wisely. So please, everyone who is 18 years old or above 18, I request all of you to please cast your votes timely. Your vote is very, very precious. Political parties come together to form the government. It is called as post-poll alliance. So sometimes what happens is we come in a situation where no political party gets the majority of votes. And in that situation is called as hung assembly or hung parliament. In that situation, we cannot go ahead and make a government because no political party has majority of votes. So in such situation, two or more political parties, they come together to form an alliance and to make the government. So such alliance that happens after the election, it is called as post-poll alliance. In the same way, two or more political parties make an alliance before the elections, that is called as pre-poll alliance. So sometimes two or more political parties, they make an alliance even before the voting and the election goes ahead. That is, even before the election or the voting is done, some political parties come together and they make an alliance. So such alliance that happens before the elections, that is called as the pre-poll alliance. So this difference is very easy to understand. I hope you have got this. Government formed with a cooperation of different political parties is called coalition government. When they don't share power but support, that is outside support. So the government that is formed with a cooperation of the different political parties, that kind of government is called as coalition government. They don't share power over there, but they just support each other. That is the outside support that is given by these political parties to each other. In India, the newspapers and periodicals must be registered with a body called the Registrar of Newspapers. So the Registrar of Newspapers is an important, you can say, place or a body with which every newspaper and periodical must be registered. To improve the standard and to protect the press, a body called Press Council of India is constituted. Press Council of India is in short called as PCI. PCI. So this Press Council of India is what you can say constituted or made to improve the standard and to protect the press from harassment or from any kind of damage. The electronic media is governed by the Broadcasting Act of 1962. The electronic media is governed by the Broadcasting Act of 1962. This is very, very important. So about press, there are 3 points on press. Please understand this and try to remember these things because everything is important when you talk about competitive exams. So with this, we have completed the second lesson of this textbook. The third lesson in this textbook is Defense of the Nation, which is also again very important. Please pay attention. India has 15,200 kilometers of land border and about 7,516.5 kilometers of sea border. This is very important. Please remember the numbers. 15,200 kilometers of land border and 7,516.5 kilometers of sea border. The Chief of Army is General The Chief of Naval Force is Admiral and the Chief of the Air Force is called as Air Chief Marshal. Please remember this. For Army, it is General. For Navy or Naval Force, it is Admiral. And for the Air Force, it is Air Chief Marshal. Indian Army. 7 commands with headquarters. So, in the Indian Army, we have seven commands. 7 commands in total. Which are those? First is the Western Command, which is in Chandi Mandir, Chandigarh. Then we have Eastern Command, that is in Kolkata, West Bengal. Then we have Northern Command, that is Udhampur, Kashmir. So the third is Northern Command. Fourth is Southern Command, that is in Pune, Maharashtra. Fifth is the Central Command, which is in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Sixth is the Training Command, which is in Mahua, Madhya Pradesh. And finally, the seventh is the Northwestern Command, which is in Jaipur, Rajasthan. So please remember this. Western Command, Chandi Mandir, Chandigarh. Eastern Command, Kolkata, West Bengal. Northern Command, Udhampur, Kashmir. Southern Command, Pune, Maharashtra. Central Command, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Training Command, Mahua, Madhya Pradesh, and Northwestern Command, that is in Jaipur, Rajasthan. So all these 7 commands with their headquarters is very, very important. Please remember them. Here we have a picture that shows you all the 7 commands of Army, Indian Army. In the center, we have the headquarters, that is in New Delhi. And then over here, we have all the commands, that is the Southwestern Command is in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Southern Command is in Pune, Maharashtra. Training Command is in Shimla. Then we have Western Command in Chandi Mandir, Chandigarh. Northern Command in Udhampur. Eastern Command in Kolkata, West Bengal. And Central Command in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. So please remember this. Important training centers are. So the important training centers are as follows. The National Defence Academy, which is called as NDA, is in Khadakwasla near Pune. Then we have the Defence Personnel College in Wellington near Ooty. The National Defence College NDC is in New Delhi. Then the Indian Military Academy IMA is in Dehradun. Then the Officers Training School is in Chennai. So these are all the important training centers. Please remember them. Coming to the Indian Navy. Now let us understand about the Indian Navy. There are 3 naval commands in India. First is the Western Naval Command, which is in Mumbai. Then we have the Eastern Naval Command, which is in Vishakhapatnam. Then we have the Southern Naval Command, which is in Cochin. All these 3 is in the southern part of India. Why? Because Navy, naval is related to what? It is related to water. Okay, so there has to be sea, ocean, river or something like this for the naval commands to function. So the sea or the water are here in the southern India. The southern India is a peninsula country and the southern part of India is surrounded by water on all the 3 sides. Here we have in the south, we have Indian Ocean. In the east, we have the Bay of Bengal and in the west, we have Arabian Sea. And that is the reason we have all the 3 commands of Navy in the south. Western Command is in Mumbai. Here, then Eastern Command is Vishakhapatnam, somewhere over here. And Southern Naval Command is in Cochin. Okay, again in the south. Alright. 2 Navy fleets are there, the Western Fleet and the Eastern Fleet. So there are only 2 fleet of Navy, Western and Eastern. Hindustan Shipyard has been established at Vishakhapatnam. So this Hindustan shipyard has been established at Vishakhapatnam. Please remember this. India is considered the sixth nation to possess ultra-modern warships. Ultra-modern warships. This is very, very important. Please remember this. India is considered to be the sixth nation in the world to possess ultra-modern warships. There are two training centers of Navy. One is in Kerala, that is INS Vanduvarthi, and second in Maharashtra, that is INS Shivaji at Lonavala. Both are very, very important. Please remember them. There are two training centers for Navy. One is in Kerala, that is INS Vanduvarthi, and the second is Maharashtra, that is INS Shivaji at Lonavala. Both are important. Here is a picture, a very important picture that shows you all the three important commands of Indian Navy. Can you see them? Western Naval Command Mumbai over here. Southern Naval Command Kochi over here. And Eastern Naval Command Vishakhapatnam over here. Kochi or Cochin. Both means the same. Finally, we have Indian Air Force. So now let us understand about the Indian Air Force. Organized into 5 operational commands and 2 functional commands. So in total, we have 7 commands also for Indian Air Force. In this 7 commands, we have 5 operational commands and 2 functional commands. So which are those? First, operational commands. In the operational commands are as follows. First is the Western Command, which is in New Delhi. Then second is Eastern Command, which is in Shillong, Meghalaya. The third is Central Command, which is in Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh. Fourth is Northwestern Command, which is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. And finally, the fifth one, the Southern Command, is in Thiruvananthapuram, which is in Kerala. So all these are the operational commands which are very, very important. Please remember them. Then coming to the 2 functional commands. In the 2 functional commands, one we have a training command which is in Bengaluru, Karnataka. And the other is the maintenance command which is in Nagpur, Maharashtra. So these 2 are the functional commands which are also very important. In the functional commands, please remember that one is training command which is in Bengaluru, Karnataka, and the other is the maintenance command which is in Nagpur, Maharashtra. The 2 important centers imparting training to the Air Force are Bengaluru and Hyderabad. It is not or, it should be are. I am very sorry for this typo. So the 2 important centers which impart training to the Air Force are Bengaluru and Hyderabad. The activities of the defense production, the manufacturing units are run by the department. The manufacturing units are run by the public defense sector. Here again, we have a picture which shows you the commandments, the 7 commands of the Air Force. Can you see this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the 7 commands of the Air Force, in which the 5 are operational and 2 are. Please comment below your answers. Well, here Western Command is in New Delhi. Eastern Command is in Shillong. Maintenance Command, it is in Nagpur, Maharashtra. Training Command is in Bengaluru, okay, Karnataka. Then Southwestern Air Command is in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Then here Southwestern Command is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. And Central Command is in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Alright. So here is a picture that shows you the hierarchy of officers that are there in the Indian Army. in the Indian Navy and in the Indian Air Force. If you remember, this we have already done in our previous classes. So I will be just doing the briefings over here one by one. Let us first talk about the hierarchy of officers in Indian Army. At the lowest we have lieutenant and at the highest we have general. So let us go from bottom to top. Okay. So lieutenant, above lieutenant we have captain, above captain we have major, above major we have lieutenant colonel, above lieutenant colonel we have colonel, above colonel we have brigadier, and above brigadier we have major general, above major general we have lieutenant general, and finally at the top, at the highest position, we have the general, and the general is the chief of the Indian Army. Talking about the hierarchy of the officers in the Indian Navy, at the lowest we have the sub-lieutenant and at the highest we have the admiral. So let us go from bottom to top. First is the sub-lieutenant. Then above that we have lieutenant. Above lieutenant we have lieutenant commander. Above lieutenant commander we have the commander. Above commander we have the captain. Above captain we have commodore. Above commodore we have rear admiral. Above rear admiral we have vice admiral, and above vice admiral we have admiral, or you can say air chief admiral. Okay, sorry, not Air Chief Admiral, it is Admiral. So, Admiral is the chief of the Indian Navy. Talking about the hierarchy of the officers in Indian Air Force, at the bottom we have the flying officer and at the top we have the Air Chief Marshal. So, at the bottom, let us go from bottom to top. So the first position, it is the flying officer. Above flying officer we have flight lieutenant. Above flight lieutenant we have squadron leader. Above squadron leader we have wing commander. Above wing commander we have group captain. Above group captain we have air commodore. Above air commodore we have air vice marshal. Above air vice marshal we have air marshal, and finally above air marshal we have the air chief marshal, who is also the chief at the highest position of Indian Air Force. I hope you have understood the hierarchy of all the three defense forces. Please learn this and understand this. Learn this and keep revising this as much as it can, because this is very, very important from the point of view of competitive exams, be it the central level or the state level. Then public sector industries. 1954 BEL, which stands for Bharat Electronics Limited. Then in 1964 we have HAL, which stands for Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. 1964 BEML, which stands for Bharat Air Earth Movers Limited, and finally 1970 BDL, which is Bharat Dynamics Limited. So all these are the public sector industries which are again very, very important. Please learn them and remember the acronyms of each, industry. BEL is for Bharat Electronics Limited. HAL is for Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. BEML is for Bharat Earth Movers Limited, and BDL is for Bharat Dynamics Limited. Army is the fourth largest in the world. So the Indian Army is the fourth largest army in the world. Remember this is important. Air Force and Indian Navy. Indian Air Force and Indian Navy both are the fifth largest in India. Fifth largest, sorry. Air Force and Navy both are fifth largest in India. So actually they are the fifth largest in the whole world. Indian Air Force and Indian Navy are the fifth largest in the whole world. Alright. Seabird Naval Base has been opened in Karwar in Karnataka. Seabird Naval Force. This is important. Remember about this. It is opened in Karwar. In the Karwar in Karnataka. It is related to Navy. It is related to Navy. Well, again, I'm sorry for this typo that has happened. Moving ahead, DRDO. DRDO stands for the Defense Research and Development Organization. Please remember the full form. DRDO stands for Defense Research and Development Organization. Was established in 1958. This is very, very important. Please remember this year. DRDO was established in 1958. 55 defense laboratories are there in the different parts of the nation. So we have 55 different defense laboratories which are there in the different parts of the nation. Kargil War 1999. So this Kargil War, which is very famous and which is known by every Indian, happened in 1999. India started Operation Vijay. What did it start? Operation Vijay. So, the Indian Air Force boosted the Indian Army through Operation Saved Sagar. Okay, Operation Saved Sagar. This is also very important. Please remember this. The Indian Air Force boosted the Indian Army through Operation Saved Sagar. So this Operation Saved Sagar was started by the Indian Air Force. 26th July, India defeated Pakistan and it is celebrated as the Kargil Vijay Divas or the Kargil Victory Divas. Please remember this. 26th July is celebrated every year as Kargil Vijay Divas or Kargil Victory Divas because India had defeated Pakistan on 26th July and Kargil War happened on 1999, which is very important. In this, India had started Operation Vijay. All this information is extremely important from the point of view of your competitive exams. Now let us learn something about the second line defense. This is very, very important. If you have watched my previous videos, in the previous classes we have already done a lot of thing about this, the second line of defense. So a lot of information is added over here from the previous classes itself. Please pay attention. The first is the Territorial Army. So this is the voluntary part-time force, Territorial Army. It was established by the Parliament Act in 1949. Please remember the year. Every year, the third Saturday of November is celebrated as the Territorial Army Day. Very important. Third Saturday of every November every year is celebrated as the Territorial Army Day. Very important. The second is the National Cadet Corps, which is nothing but NCC. So NCC is a youth organization and it was established in the year 1948. Please remember this year, it is very important. Can you see this picture over here? This is a picture showing you the National Cadet Corps. It is a picture of NCC. Then the third one is the Coastal Guards. It is a paramilitary force. Then it was formed in 1978. Please remember the year. 4 regional headquarters. They are in Mumbai, Chennai, Gandhinagar and Port Blair, which is in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So there are 4 regional headquarters of these Coastal Guards. That is in Mumbai, Chennai, Gandhinagar and Port Blair. Can you see this picture over here? This is a picture of the Coastal Guards. Then we have the Border Security Forces. So this was established in 1965. Please remember the year. The training center of the Border Security Forces, which is nothing but BSF, is in Yelahanka in Bengaluru. Please remember this. This is very important. Training center is in Yelahanka in Bengaluru. Can you see this picture over here? This is a picture of Border Security Forces. Assam Rifles Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, that is ITBP, Central Reserve Police Force, that is CRPF, National Security Guards, NSG, Central Industrial Security Force, CISF, Railway Protection Force, RPF. All these forces, they assist BSF. Then we have Home Guards. The fifth one is Home Guards. It was established in the year 1946. It was established first in 1946. Please remember the year. In the Indo-China War in 1962, volunteers from the Home Guards wore uniforms and fought along with the Indian soldiers. This is a very brave thing that they have done. The Home Guards will be always remembered for this act. During the Indo-China War in 1962, these Home Guards people, they wore the uniforms of the Indian soldiers and they fought along. They fought shoulder to shoulder with the Indian soldiers against the army of China in 1962. So this is a brave thing that was done by the Home Guards and will always be remembered for this. Can you see this picture over here? This is a picture showing you the Home Guards. Alright. Finally, we have Red Cross. So, Red Cross, both at the national and at the international level. It is an organization which is there at the national and at the international level. In 1920, Indian Parliament passed the bill and established this organization. The Indian President is its chairman and governor in the state branch. So, Indian President is the chairman at the national level and governor is the chairman at the state branch or the state level. The seven fundamental principles that are followed by the Red Cross wing or the Red Cross Society are humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, voluntary work, oneness and internationalism. These are the very important seven fundamental principles that are followed by the Red Cross Society. Can you see this picture over here? This is a picture that shows you the people of the Red Cross Society who are working in our country. So with this, we have also, completed the third lesson of this textbook. The fourth lesson and the final lesson in this textbook is national integration, which is also important. The word nationalism has come from the word nation. Okay, from the word nation, we have got the word nationalism. What do you mean by nationalism? Please comment below your answers. Nearly 1652 languages and dialects are spoken in India. So 1652 languages and dialects are spoken in India. 22 languages have been given official language status by our constitution, and these 22 languages are added in the 8th schedule of our constitution. Okay, they are given the official language status. Official language status has been given to 22 Indian languages in the Constitution of India. Which are those 22 languages? Please read about them and comment below the answers. Finally, dear students, at the end we have a very important picture over here that shows you the national integration. National integration is nothing but, in essence, it is all about creating a sense of unity and belonging among diverse communities and individuals within a country. So no matter what we are or who we are all united. So no matter where we live or what we do, we are first Indians. We are first Indians. Okay, so it is a lesson that talks a lot about the national integration. It's a beautiful lesson and a very important lesson that talks about the unity and diversity. It talks about all the factors that enable this unity in diversity, like the geographical unity, political unity, religious unity, linguistic unity, and cultural unity, which all together says that we are all one. It also talks about the factors that promote national integration. The factors like secularism, democracy, national festivals, one nationals are national symbols, oneness, interdependence, etc. So these are the factors that promote national integration. And finally, it also talks about the obstacles to national integration. Here, we want to complete this lesson with a message that no matter what religion we belong to, children, what caste, creed, race, color, or gender we belong to, we are all united. We belong to one nation, one country, and that nation of ours is India. So we are all Indians first. And this is a message that I want to leave at the end. With this lesson of national integration, which is also the final lesson, we have completed the fourth lesson as well as the complete civics part of this 9th standard part 2 textbook. I hope you enjoyed this class.
Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.